I'm just going to jump in. It's been a good long while. This is the Hear Me, Follow Him podcast. Again, it's the Hear Me, Follow Him podcast, and my name is Damala Asafa. Man, I just want to jump into it with just the current events and just what's going on in the world. Like, you really have to be in a cave somewhere very deep with no reception, sunlight, eyes closed to not know what is going on in Israel and the Gaza Strip right now. I mean, it's horrible. It's war. I mean, it's war. War is brutal, and the images that we see kind of shape our reality or some of the perceptions that we have about war. I mean, all out, war is just straight up gruesome. Like, there's no other way to put it. My eyes have not experienced or physically seen war other than TV and reading about it in an imagination. But even in the Bible, as you read it, war is just gruesome. Sometimes it just annihilate everyone and take all your goods, nobody left alive. And we're living in those times now. Don't know how far it's going to go, but we're in a current state of war. There's lives at stake. Food is hard to come by, and I mean, I just pray that the good Lord puts His hand in the situation, and there'll be a remedy for it. But there's always a remedy. There always is. There's always been war over the times, and at the end of it, something is sorted out. But isn't it interesting how everybody becomes an expert in today's world because we all have Google? Now everybody knows all about the Israel and Palestine and Lebanon conflict off TikToks and things like that. I always find it funny. But, you know, it goes back. It dates back for a good long time. Even the Bible shows that, like from the lineage of Ishmael, the son of the promise, and the son of the covenant through Isaac and Jacob. But, you know, these times, they seem new. It seems threatening. It seems crazy. But Jesus already kind of warned of all of this. And surely, if you look at Luke 21, just to get down into it, if you look at Luke 21, people have a question and answer with Jesus that I really like. They're asking questions that I would want to know. So, Jesus, when are you coming back? When is this kingdom going to be established? And what are the signs that are going to take place? So we know these things. And Jesus warns them about several wars. I'll start from, let me start in Luke 21, verse 10. He said to them, nations will rise against nations and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes and in various places famines and pestilence, and there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. And that's verses 10 and 11. All of these things, they're happening now. When you foretell of wars that's happening or wars of happening. We can live kind of in a bubble in the United States, but famines are happening in Africa, in India, in China, really all over the world. We have ads that show 1 in 6 kids go hungry. I don't think they're in famine, but they are hungry. But actual famines are going on in the world. But you know what he says? The most beautiful thing he says is in verse 13. This is what the response should be as a Christian. It says, this will be your opportunity to bear witness. As a Christian, is there fear? Yeah. Is there things to be concerned about? Well, you're darn right. Is it real? Bloodshed? Yes, it is. But this is to be our opportunity to witness. Jesus then goes on to even foretell some more things. The destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, how people will fall by the edge of the sword, how mothers and brothers will turn in their own loved ones. There'll be signs of distress in the sun and the moon. I mean, it's all types of foreboding of all types of ill things that are going to happen on the earth. And you pay attention, it's like, hey, we're living in those moments now. I don't know how it can get crazier. COVID-19 was the pinnacle. Here we go. 2023 says, hand me something because I'm going to show them that I'm here. And now we're at wars, right? But in Luke 21, verse 28, it says this. Now, when these things begin to take place, they have begun, beginning, and present, now happening. Now, when these things begin to take place. Straighten up and raise your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. These things are going to occur on the earth, and they're heartbreaking. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. It's heartbreaking to see. You just wish you could just slap them like, pow, pow, sit down, everybody stop. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing. But these things are going to happen on earth. There are atrocities. There are famines. We're killing each other. We're nations rising against nation. But Christ has warned of this. And if we're living our lives following the Master, this is what the Master will want us, the disciples, the followers, to do. So when he comes back and he says, will I find faith on this earth? May he find us doing the things that he has warned us about. And I'll end it with this. Excuse me. In verse 34, Luke 21:34, it says, but watch yourself, lest your hearts be weighed down with dissipation and drunkenness and cares of this life, and that day come upon you suddenly like a trap. For it will, this is verse 35, for it will come upon all, A-L-L, all, y'all. Y'all means all who dwell on the face of the whole earth, it reads. We're all going to see it. Open your eyes and pay attention to the signs of the times. Everything is going to reach out to you to save you. You want to freeze dry your food for 25 years. You want to invest in gold. This is the time to push all in on Boeing, the market, this, that, and the third. Well, Lockheed Martin is probably a good buy. Or Halliburton, since we want to buy some war stocks, right? But it's crazy. That won't save. Watch yourselves. This is the day that is coming. So, Christian, rise up. This is our time. This is our time to live in your faith. This is the time to see all of the things that are going on all around you and choose faith and elevate and rise. Because the Christ that is in us is stronger than anything out here in this world. This exact same thing goes on to happen in Acts 5, I believe, or it's Acts 6, with the stoning of Stephen. In this Luke 21, I didn't read it, but it says that don't even be concerned about what you will say in those days, because he will give the words to say in the day, in the hour, when you're persecuted, when they come after you for your faith. It says he will give you the words. It is our time now to march and follow the directive that our Savior has left for us. So yes, open your eyes and look at it. You'll see fear, you'll see trauma, you'll see tragedy, but rise with faith. And let's watch ourselves and make our Master proud. Hear me, follow him.